Die, Autobots! Hey guys, Ultra Maximus back with another Transformers review. This time we're going to dip into the Universe line, which is basically the Classics line, which is the Generations line, whatever you want to call it. But it was officially the Universe line this figure comes from, and it is none other than Prowl. Woo! I did a G1 Prowl, so I saw this guy when I was going through looking for another figure, and I figured I'd go ahead and get him out. He was a little dusty. I had to get the dust off of him there. And, you know, he's a decent-looking figure. I like this figure. And when it came out, I really, really did like this figure. I thought he was very cool, very neat. But he's not quite as good as the Generations Jazz figure. I mean, they just really came a long way with that figure and just really kind of replaced this as a really, really cool figure. But I mean, he's still pretty darn awesome. I still like him, and we haven't seen another issue of him since. Yeah, so Prowl, G1 favorite. He has probably one of the most gruesome death scenes in Transformers the movie. He and Ironhide and Brawn and Ratchet just die horrible deaths from the Decepticons, which it's cool, but at the same time you're like, ah. And he just got one of the most memorable scenes where he just gets kind of shot here in the smoke and fire and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, definitely pretty darn gruesome. What we're going to do is take a look at the packaging that this guy came in, and then we'll take a closer look at the robot mode here and the vehicle mode and see what we think of him. Alright, so here we have Prowl in package. He was out of the Transformers Universe line, which I thought was kind of strange. He's not in the Generations line. Of course, I think Universe and Classics and Generation really all kind of the same line to me. So this is the front of the package. We have got some nice artwork here. I do like the packaging for the Universe line. It looked very nice. You know, Prowl with Acid Blaster and all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, definitely, you know, typical bubble card packaging, but you know, it looks nice. It looks cool. Very transformy, very G1 style. And this is what the back of the package looked like. Again, it's just picture of the robot, picture of the vehicle mode. He's got his bio. He's got his tech specs. There is some artwork up in the top right corner, which I believe is the same artwork that you see on the front. And then a couple other figures that you could have purchased was Sunstreaker and Tankor, I think, which was, I think it was like Heavy Octane or Octane, the triple changer that works with Starscream's Ghost in the third season of Transformers. Yeah, I passed on him. I didn't particularly care for him too much. And I did pass on Sunstreaker, and I wish I didn't. He was a good-looking figure. I just, for some reason, I passed him, and I wish I didn't now. So, yeah, there they are, out of the Universe line. All right, so here we have Prowl in his robot mode. And he's looking very cool. He's very proud looking. I like how he's got the little red visor. I mean, he's very G1. The only thing that kind of sticks out on this guy for me is that black neck piece. It's like he's wearing some kind of robotic dickie or something. It's like his head's sitting up a little too high for me. That's always seemed a little strange to me. But everything else is looking real cool. He's got the same kind of swoop pattern on his paint job down there in the front, just like his G1 counterpart. He does have painted headlights, which is very, very cool. He's got translucent plastic little headlights there, which is awesome. He's got these little missiles that Prowl had in the show, which is very cool. I'm really digging that. Of course, we have to have our police doors sticking out, and I do have the little blaster for him, his acid blaster, his little weapon there, which is very cool, which does fold up and tucks away in vehicle mode, which is very nice, very cool. But detail-wise, I mean, he looks really good. He's got a very good head sculpt. I mean, he looks very much like Prowl. He's got some nice light piping. Oh, look. If only it was orange and smoke was coming out. So the light piping on him is very cool. I do like his waist there has got some nice paint apps, and this kind of reddish part right here on his crotch is like rub his crotch, and that nice and bad looking. It just kind of looks like something off a Pontiac vehicle to me. I don't know. I've always kind of liked that. Articulation sucks. I will say that. The legs are okay. They go back and forth. They're on ball joints. The knees are okay. His feet are almost invisible. They are down there underneath, but this part just totally blocks them out. I don't even have them transformed all the way out right. Yeah, so they're down there. They just don't stick out well because of the bottom piece of his leg. That's kind of sad. His upper arms suck. He's pretty much in this kind of pose. You can move these around, and it's just with these wheels and the doors, it's really kind of cumbersome. And his wing doors can kind of fold all over the place. One thing I noticed I like, the plastic, it's this smoky, frost-colored plastic, which is kind of interesting. And when I first picked the figure up, I'm like, man, this guy's dirty. No, it's the plastic. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that now. So yeah, that was kind of interesting. Detail on the legs, everything looks pretty decent down there. The one thing is this back piece here. I usually kind of keep it up that way, but the problem is you can see the windshield behind him. You can kind of fold it down to minimize seeing that, but he's just got that massive backpack hanging off there. Or I suppose you could fold it in there, which on the side kind of looks better, but then directly behind him we still have a lot of white plastic going on there. So that's kind of odd. His door piece there's a little... It'd been nice if that could have folded over a little bit and fold up in there. I think that would have been better, but it is what it is, I guess, right? So, yeah, I mean, overall, I think he looks pretty cool. Definitely at the time, this is one of the best G1 reissued type figures that we've seen, but I will say that Jazz totally trumps this guy out of the Generations line that came out not too terribly long ago. So, but yeah, there he is in robot mode. Let's take a look at him in police car mode and see how he rolls. Huh? Get it? See what I did there? Huh? All right, so here is Prowl in his cop car mode. And it does look pretty cool. It's definitely no cop car I've ever seen. Kind of a sports car kind of thing. Kind of like his old was it Datsun mode or whatever that car was supposed to be. But it looks pretty cool. We've got our Autobot logo painted on there. We've got the swoop and on the bra, whatever the front end you want to call it there. Just like G1, which is very, very cool. We've got translucent plastic headlights, which is awesome. Plus, we have painted fog lamps, which is damn cool. We don't see that enough in these figures. And it's, you know, got the side says Highway Patrol, Police, got these wheels, the nice frosted windows. We've got his light bar on the top, and there's even paint apps on the top of the light bar, which are amazing. Now, one drawback on these doors, I kind of notice on the doors are actually clear plastic, and they painted over them. And it's probably kind of hard to see in this video, but they just look a little cringy now. They're not as clean and nice as they were when I first got the figure. And that's just, I think, the paint on the clear plastic. I don't know. Or maybe it's just because it's on that translucent plastic. I'm not really sure. But we also have a painted rear window to match the kind of smoke color, which is nice. Got the cool looking little spoiler. And this is what I love. Look, it's got tail lights. Remember? They painted tail lights on these cars, which was cool. They don't do that anymore, which sucks ass, and I hate that. The other cool thing, when I was transforming, he's a pretty easy figure to transform, and I remembered when his feet were sticking out, I'm like, oh yeah, look, parts that go down to hide things, you know, like feet or hands, Fall of Cybertron Jazz. Look how easy that is. It just has a flap that goes over it, and I have a painted bumper, and I have painted tailpipes and painted tail lights. How hard is that? Why can't our figures today get that kind of shit? It just irritates me they do that. But all in all, it is a good-looking vehicle. It looks like Prowl. It's very G1-esque. You could probably take this figure and do a Universe line or Generations line of Barricade and just put a different head sculpt on him for Barricade. out of the Bayformers. I mean, that would work. This would work just as well as one of the Mustangs. But yeah, all in all, really, really good. I do like him. I wish his wheels seem more sports car than they do police car, and they're flat black. It'd be nice if those were maybe painted silver. But I can't complain too much because all the other really nice things about this vehicle mode. So would I recommend this guy? Yes, absolutely. If you find this guy and he's a pretty good price, definitely pick him up. He'll go great on your Generations Universe or Classics line, whatever you want to call it, for your G1 figures. So yeah, there he is. Prowl. Woo! Thanks for watching, guys, and look for more videos in the future.